In the air to right, and he did it again!
Welcome back to the Love These Two broadcast, and today we're going to do the Violet Conference Draft recap. Right, the baseball clash season is almost upon us. The schedule is out. We'll talk about that in a later video, but we are here to discuss the Violet Conference Draft recap. It happened a couple days ago. Finally got the results. We even had a last minute substitution, right? So we're going to get into that as well and kind of what happened there just to kind of make things fair. Let's get right into it. First of all, here is it as it goes. Guyukai from Aftermath OG has been in a lot of clubs, but he got the first overall pick. Matthew from the Padres, second. Sean Schulte, maybe 24/7 grind time. Interesting club name for what his players look like. Brian from Baseball Bros should be an asterisk because he's the one that is the last minute substitution, and I can't wait to get into his draft in general. Evil Prime from Sato, Juan Manuel from Sato, Jim B from the Rejects, and Joe Bear at 188 from Dingers. Again, even you saw in the Scarlet, there's a lot of heavy Sato, right? This is a Sato created draft. So, they get first dibs. It's okay. It's kind of also good advertisement for their club as they are at gold level 4, I believe. All right, so here once again, as the Scarlet, we have some free agents. And just like last time, none of the rare pitchers got chosen. Jimmy didn't get chosen. Mei-Ling, Caroline. Jay did get chosen on the other side. Marie, Roger, and Maria, those pitchers didn't get picked. Murdoch, Wade, and Riley all got picked in Scarlet. So different group here of pitchers in the legendary section. But as you can see, once again, actually, some of the commons got picked here. So I don't think Eric got picked. Let me double check my notes from the last draft. I don't believe Eric got picked from the last draft. But, we'll see. We'll double check on that one as we go. But, free agent catchers, no surprise. Barry and Edwards once again didn't get chosen. Neither did Mario. Adder as well. But the surprise here, the switch off from Scarlet to Violet is Carlos didn't get picked. That one is an interesting one indeed. I'm kind of confused on that one. So pretty interesting there. All right, infielders again, no surprise. Barbara Harper didn't get picked, and this time around, you get Hammer and Dexter got picked from Scarlet. They didn't get picked here. Outfielders, Rama and surprise for me is Antonio didn't get picked. I think Wang and Santiago were the alternates. And again, there is an extra outfielder that's going to happen in a couple days. We'll talk about Big Dave here momentarily. But Guyukai is first. Let's go take a look at his draft. Fernandez, so going with Fernandez. And again, this is as they're drafted, players can be leveled up if they get that opportunity once the season starts or even in the season, right? He gets Fernandez first overall. I really like his second and third pick, 16 and 17. How does he get Hammer King back to back? Man, that's epic picks right there. If this guy has really solid plate discipline, and then he goes with this fourth pick, how does Gina drop that far? I don't know. And then Ibrahimovic, Jackson, Mickey. Looking at his infield alone, solid defense all around and solid contact and hitting. Like Ibrahimovic is the worst contact in his infield. And then Tony at 8, and then to round out Wang there, man. Again, he's one of the most consistent overall, not terrible, not great outfielders to kind of go right there with Hammer and King. That's a solid overall draft. Really good defense in the infield as well. Jackson has decent fielding as well as Ibrahimovic. He's 3 first baseman, though. It's kind of an interesting one that might come back with some space running ability, but Tony does have a solid arm, so look out for that. Matthew from Padres, again, a solid player, gets his 14 Shitaro, so that probably helps him out. And then it's surprised because, like, I have Rose. I got her in, I believe, the ninth overall pick in position sixth. So, you could think about that. That would have been the 70th overall pick. He gets her at the 13 to kind of go with the better control. Because you're going to see the next, kind of surprise here in that first round, where he probably had to go this route, right? Gets his Andre Rosa, two power hitters, two high contact, Annie, a steal. Now, again, it's the second player, but how does Kaya go in the sixth round? Don't know. I don't know. Go to his bottom, Tom, EG, and Mark. So altogether, he gets six legendaries, one epic, one rare, one common. And, benefit is that Tom and Mark are both at 12, but, Tom is going to be a big hitter even at 12. Mark is consistent, if it's tied, so Matthew is a solid player and he knows how to use Shitaro. So, get ready with the extra control with Rose. Solid. All right. Again, you can see here, Sean from 24 Grind Time gets a level 14 Matthew, backs it up with 14 Gibson, 14 Harden, and then he has like 4 level 12. So he's going with the newer players. And again, he has time to level these up. So you can possibly see a level 12, 13 Tua, Chris. Luna, I don't know how, one of the better pitchers in the game goes all the way. What pick is this, right? This guy, third overall, 67th, Luna goes. That kind of tells you right away that Guyukai and Matthew, they're kind of OG players in this game and playing for 4+ years. They don't have Luna at that level, right? So Guyukai goes 13 Fernandez, and then wow, okay, so gets the higher extra velocity. That's pretty solid. Got a lot of power with Tua and Gibson. So, and then again, depending on where you play Jae-Sung, getting him so far away, newer player, he can get him to 13. He spends a couple bucks and doesn't grind. Can really be flexible here where he puts him. Outfield has some solid speed, good defense overall. Chris at 12 kind of lowers the hitting ability. All right. Now we got an asterisk here. Brian from Baseball Bros. He was a last minute fill in, which means he got the leftovers, right? Leftovers. He didn't get to go draft. It wasn't auto drafted. He got whatever's left. And I tell you what, I think he really lucked out here going. Again, there's not really an order for him. He could pick whatever he wanted, but getting a level 14 Josh, he's already kind of taken himself. I'll pick whoever's left, right? Out of the bunch. And man, I don't know how Jordan goes undrafted in this game at all. Oh man, so he gets Jordan 13, Ren 13, Ricky, again, that's offense, Willie offense, and some solid defense. Santiago, if you saw some of my contact defense video, contact speed or whatever it was, overall good offensive player. Tyler, all offense. Uh, Speed is way, and then Joe. Right, Joe is your defense. But since he didn't get to pick anything, there's a special exception during this process is that he gets to use level 14 Dave, assuming that he gets him in a pile or if he buys him for the $5, right? So his offensive power just went kind of insane. As you can see, Dave's stats already, but he's the only person in the game that gets the special exception, mainly because he didn't get the draft, right? He got the auto draft. He didn't get an auto draft. So comes in, fills in a spot, gets whatever's left in the pile. And this guy became, with Josh alone at 14, in this group, he's one of the top 3 that's going to come out of this group. to definitely make it to the playoffs, in my opinion. So, Brian, baseball bros, gonna be nasty. All right, Evil Prime, and we're looking at his stats already, and you could see why Matthew had to go Rose so early. Um, he has level 14 James. That's like one of my recommendations. All of my free to play accounts have level 13 James already working at level 14. So if you only got pitchers and some of the pitchers have already been taken, like your Fernandez, your and your Shitaros, go with the best bet. I think he could have pulled James a little later, possibly, but you'll see later in this group that he might not have. Level 10 Jessica. This is more of a steal, and not a steal as in he stole a good player because level 10, but he stole the possibility of, the better players, not the better players necessarily, but the players that might have Jessica at 13. Because she's one of the top 3 catchers in the game. So Jessica is a stolen player, which is, great for him because James has low control. Neville, and then he goes straight up pretty much. He has 7 commons minus Andy and Jessica, and both of those are, level 10 and 11. So, Hanzo 12, Michael 12. Hopefully, between now and when the season starts, he can get them level to 13. But defense, I mean, look at this. Neville, he's probably a legendary player in his own right. Brock is a solid defense and offense. He really needs to get Michael to level um, 13. And, Andy and Jessica probably gonna be in the bottom of his lineup. But, if he can go out there and pitch and hit his spots, he has good defense in the infield. Rodriguez, Brock, Hanzo, solid defense. The weak spot you'd probably say is Andy there. All right, let's go to JD, or in this case, Juan Manuel from Sato as well. He goes Wilson at level 12. So, he gets that power. Instead of going Kevin, which is probably what, a lot of people would have gone, he was able to steal Wilson, potentially. I don't know if it's even a stolen because, he's sixth. He would assume that, maybe Wilson doesn't come back around. So, and then a lot of level 12s here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4 level 12s. He goes heavy on the ladies here. 6 ladies. So Ray Angelina is going to boost the contact, which is going to be helpful for his level 12s. Leo has a high contact. Ray needs a little extra contact. She has that hidden sneaky power. And Wilson with the extra contact, the power is already there. So the 13s, Morgan, Christine, and Alexandra, going to be a big help getting that extra contact boost. And then goes level 13, Michelle. So, that's got to get a pitcher, and you get a pitcher high enough. That's good to go. All right, Jim B from the Rejects, another potential underdog here to go with Juan. Gets Murray. So you see a lot of the catchers, man. A lot of the catchers were getting taken early, all around. So Murray, a level 12, gets taken, and then Jack, level 12. I think he might have been able to go Jack a little bit longer here, but he gets his pitcher third, 23rd overall, going to Eric, and then Smith, Phoenix, um, and Alexander Ruth. Ruth right there. Oh, that's a tough one, right? Level 10 outfielder. You would think, this is just my opinion, right? That's all I'm giving, is that if you know certain area is your weak spot, you can collect. Like, okay, there's a lot of outfielders, but 3 outfielders, 8 teams. There's going to be 2 left. Um, you probably got to go for some of the weaker areas in your opinion. Maybe he's weak in the catchers. I don't know. Never seen this guy's roster. Gets Robinson late, which is kind of a surprise. Robinson's a solid offensive tool. Interesting he gets that far down. And then Terry is his last pick. So his outfield is going to be it's quick, but level 12. So we're hoping. This is an underdog lineup if I've ever seen one. A lot of level 12s. He has 1, 2 level 13s. So this is going to be an interesting. Good luck to Jim, in my opinion, here. All right. Joe Bear to round out the draft gets his Mueller. And again, you see it. Nia gets Nia. So that's a solid, still a lot of catchers, man. So you see kind of how Matthew had to go Rose so early. Couldn't wait. Maybe he could have because all the catchers that went. So who knows? But Nia and Mueller, it's a good pairing. Mueller, if you could use him, he's really difficult. I mean, for the older players in this game, Mueller's an easy, read. Then he goes Durant, Ryan, Koo, Johnson, Fox, Martin. Right, Martin at level 12, number 8. That's a solid pairing if you go Martin at short, Durant at second, or vice versa. Um, you're going to put, in my opinion, you're going to put Martina. She's the only left-handed player, infielder in his lineup. First base, and then Fox at third. That's probably a pretty decent infield, good speed and good arms. And then his outfield, Koo, Ryan. So good defense in the outfield. His Koo is pretty balanced. Ryan, obviously the solid arm, and Johnson is underdog. Lower rated in this game here. So I like this. I like this lineup. 3 level 12, so kind of an underdog here as well. But I like the infield, outfield, pretty solid as well. And just looking at it, what is it? All epics and legendaries. So he's able to get some decent players overall. Okay, guys, that is it. That's the Violet draft recap. Now the draft set. We have the schedule set. That'll be posted. If you go to the Discord, guys, go to the Discord. Check the Discord out. You're going to be able to see it and get some good information, on kind of what it is. There's going to be some videos on it. And, of course, a lot of updates. Again, $500 is on the line. Actual money. I have it in my PayPal right now. There you go. Thank you guys for watching another Lefties 2 broadcast. We'll see you next time.